What if I told you that the way we've been talking to AI is, well, all wrong? For years, it's just been us typing words into a little box. But we are right on the verge of a massive, massive shift, a completely new way to communicate that's so much richer, so much more human. So let's dive in and explore how this incredible multimodal leap is finally unlocking AI's true potential.
So, let's kick things off with a big question. We've built these unbelievably powerful AI models, right? But are we actually using them correctly? I mean, what if the very way we ask our questions is the one thing holding them back from greatness? Because here's the thing, today's most advanced AIs, these multimodal large language models, they aren't just about text anymore. They've been given senses. They can see images, they can watch videos, they can even understand super complex scientific data, like the structure of a molecule. It's like they're finally starting to perceive the world in a way that we can relate to. And this new ability to see makes the problem with our old habits crystal clear. Okay, say you want an AI to identify a bird. The old way, on the left, look at that wall of text. It's long, it's complicated, and honestly, it's kind of confusing. It's just clunky. Now, look at the right. A better way, right? You just show it the picture. It's instant, it's clear, it's just better. And this gets us right to the heart of the problem, what researchers are calling the text bottleneck. Think about it. The AI has all these amazing new senses, but the tools we use to automatically write better questions, or prompts as they're called, are stuck in the past. They only know how to speak in text. We're trying to have a high-definition conversation using Morse code. It just doesn't work.
So this leads to a really cool idea. What if we could just shatter that bottleneck? What if we could teach one AI to figure out the absolute perfect, most effective combination of words and images to ask another AI a question? Now that is where things start to get really interesting.
And that idea brings us to the solution. The hero of our story today is a new framework designed to do exactly that. It's called the Multimodal Prompt Optimizer, or MPO for short.
MPO's strategy is actually pretty brilliant, and you can boil it down to two main ideas. First, think of it as teamwork training. It coaches the text and the image parts of a question to work together as a perfect team. And second, it basically uses survival of the fittest. It takes the winning prompts and uses them to breed even better ones. Let's dig into that.
So first up, this whole idea of teamwork. A prompt is basically a team of two. You've got your words and you've got your picture. If they're not on the same page, if they're not giving complementary info, you're going to get a confusing question and, well, a bad answer. It's kind of like one person asking for directions to the park while the other is pointing at an airport. Total confusion.
So, how does MPO act like a great coach? Well, first, it looks for the mistakes. It finds every time the AI got an answer wrong. Then, and this is the cool part, instead of yelling at the text and the image separately, it creates one single piece of feedback that explains what went wrong with the whole team. And finally, it uses that unified critique to update both the text and the image at the same time. This is absolutely crucial because it makes sure they evolve together and always stay perfectly in sync.
Okay, so we know how MPO keeps the team working together, but the number of possible word and image combos is, well, it's astronomical. A true needle in a haystack situation. Just guessing randomly would take forever. So MPO has another really clever trick up its sleeve to make this search way, way smarter.
The researchers had this huge aha moment, and it's the secret sauce to MPO's efficiency. They found out that, kind of like genetics, the quality of a parent prompt is super strongly connected to the quality of the child prompts it makes. And that 0.88 number, that shows an incredibly high correlation. In plain English, good prompts tend to make other good prompts, and MPO uses this pattern to its advantage.
So how does MPO use that insight? Well, the old method, the cold start on the left, is like trying to find a champion racehorse by just picking random horses out of a field. You're going to waste a ton of time on slowpokes. But MPO's warm start is like selective breeding. It takes its proven winners, the best parent prompts, and uses them to create new ones, focusing its search only on the areas that are already showing promise. This just speeds up the whole process like you wouldn't believe.
And the result of this smarter search? It is staggering. MPO needs 70% less time, 70% fewer resources, what the paper calls the evaluation budget, to find a top-notch prompt compared to that old random guessing method. That is a massive, massive leap in efficiency.
Okay, the theory is great. Teamwork, smart searching, it all sounds good on paper. But, does it actually work in the real world? Let's get to the results, because the proof is in the performance.
And this chart, wow, it really says it all. Look at the bar on the far left. That's prompts written by actual humans, hitting about 44% accuracy. Now, move to the middle. That's the best text-only AI optimizer. It gets a nice bump up to 60%. But then, look at the MPO bar on the right. By optimizing both words and pictures together, it jumps all the way to over 65%. That is a huge performance boost over everything that came before.
So what's the bottom line here? First, MPO just plain works better, consistently. This wasn't a fluke. It happened across more than 10 different, really complex tasks. And second, this isn't just about pretty pictures. It works for images, for videos, and even for super specialized scientific data. It's a seriously powerful and versatile tool.
But honestly, this is about so much more than just getting a better score on a benchmark test. This change in how we talk to AI, it has some really profound implications. Let's talk about why this changes, well, pretty much everything. By learning how to ask questions using all of an AI's senses, we are finally unlocking its full potential. We can start pointing this incredible technology at some of the most complex, real-world problems out there, problems we couldn't even touch before because we were only talking to it in such a limited way.
And these aren't just abstract ideas. We're talking about high-stakes, life-changing applications. Imagine an AI that's prompted with a patient scan and a perfectly optimized visual cue, helping it find a tiny abnormality a doctor might miss. Or an AI that helps us discover new life-saving drugs faster. Or one that makes self-driving cars safer because it truly understands what it's seeing on the road. This is the future MPO unlocks.
So in the end, this is way more than just a clever new trick. As the researchers themselves said, MPO isn't just a small improvement. It is a fundamental shift. It gets us past the old limits of text and creates a whole new direction for AI research, learning to ask questions in the same rich, multisensory way that we humans do. For years, we've basically been talking to AI with one hand tied behind our back. Now that we can finally communicate using the full spectrum of its senses, the question isn't just about what AI can do anymore. The real question is, what massive, world-changing challenges are we going to solve next?